With a career that spanned between 1988 and 2002, John Starks represented 5 different teams during his years in the NBA. But he's well and truly only remembered by most basketball fans for his time with the Knicks from 1990 to 1998. And for good reason.
What a move by Starks, who was able to sky to the basket.
Despite playing for multiple teams both before and after the Knicks, Starks experienced his most success while with the team, including being named the league's 6th man in 1997. While with the Knicks, Stark was a fan favorite for both his play on the court and his underdog journey to the league, as he was an unlikely success story, complete with setbacks and dumb luck before eventual triumph. After being left unselected for the 1988 draft, Starks signed with the Warriors in September that year. But unfortunately for Starks, Golden State had earlier drafted Mitch Richmond with the 5th pick, who would go on to be named the 1989 Rookie of the Year. Consequently, Starks' first season in the league was limited to an average of around 8 minutes a game, serving as Richmond's backup, never really getting a chance to prove himself. Following his underwhelming rookie season, Starks played in multiple minor leagues before trying out for the Knicks in 1990. During a practice, Starks attempted to dunk on the Knicks franchise player Patrick Ewing, who responded by knocking Starks down, which resulted in Starks hurting his knee. Under league rules, the Knicks couldn't release Starks due to his injury, which turned out to be a blessing in disguise because, given that the team was going to have to pay him either way, they decided to give Starks a chance to prove himself. And once he had the opportunity, Starks made the most of it, soon establishing himself as an explosive defensive force off the bench before becoming a key player for the Knicks, known and loved by teammates and fans alike for his physical play and tenacity.
Deflected away from Ewing. Well, Johnny Ward with a terrific play, and then Starks able to get to it, diving for the ball, gets up and fires, and hits!
Following his time with the Knicks, Starks was traded back to his first ever team, the Warriors, in January 1999. Given that Golden State were in the middle of a rebuild, Starks got plenty of playing time and put up impressive stats, especially for someone in their mid-30s. Still, understandably, he didn't want to waste the last years of his career on a team in the middle of a rebuild. So he pushed for a trade, which eventually happened in February 2000 when he was sent to the Bulls. After the trade was completed, the media questioned if Starks would even report to the team, given that they were rebuilding and the fact the Bulls fans were used to booing Starks, not celebrating him.
One of the guys Bulls fans have grown to truly hate is now one of their own.
In response to the speculation, Starks stated that he would honor his contract, though he was very clear that he wasn't happy about the trade and expected to finish out the season with another team. Ultimately, Starks would only play a few games with the Bulls before the team would waive him and he would sit out the rest of the 99-2000 season. During the 2000 offseason, Starks signed a 2-year, $5 million contract with the Jazz in August that year. Starks was signed in an attempt to fill the void left by Utah legend Jeff Hornacek, who had just retired. And Starks had a respectable first year with the Jazz before his minutes dropped the next year. Both campaigns ended with first-round eliminations in the playoffs before Starks' NBA career came to an end after 13 seasons. Obviously, when it comes to Starks' memorabilia, the most inherently valuable items are his game-worn jerseys from his time with the Knicks. But jerseys from his time with other teams would have some value in their own right. Given that Starks only played 36 games for the Warriors during his rookie season, a game-worn jersey from that period would be inherently valuable due to scarcity. But, more than anything, a game-worn jersey from Starks' time with the Bulls is one of the rarest NBA jerseys out there, given that, all up, he only played 4 games for the team during the 99-2000 season, during which he wore at least 2 different jerseys, one white and the other red. Also, and perhaps more importantly, a Bulls jersey with Starks' name on it has some ironic and sentimental value, due to the well-documented volatile history between Starks and the team. Understandably, when Starks was traded to the Bulls, he was upset about being sent to another team that was rebuilding. But, even worse, it was the very last team he could ever envision himself representing. Because, throughout the 90s, there were few rivalries in all of sport bigger than that between the Bulls and the Knicks. And, fittingly, Starks' time with the Bulls and his eventual departure was just as bitter as his time fighting against the team on the court years earlier. When the Bulls acquired Starks, they knew he wasn't happy, so it had been expected that they'd trade him to a contender. But when the trade deadline came and went, Starks' agent began negotiating with the Bulls to get his client to a team that was poised to make the playoffs. In fact, Starks had been so eager to leave the Bulls that he had publicly expressed a willingness to void his own contract, leaving around $700,000 on the table just to get off their roster. Soon, the Bulls and Starks went into arbitration. Ultimately, while Starks initially relinquished his remaining salary, he wasn't let out of his contract until late March, which was too late for him to sign with a contender, as the playoff roster deadline had been the first of that month. So, understandably, Starks changed his mind about giving up his money and threatened legal action to get back his remaining salary. Even though they didn't have to, the Bulls soon agreed to pay out the rest of Starks' contract just to put the drama behind them, bringing an end to the strange, unexpected final chapter in the long-running Bulls-Knicks rivalry.